All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich CELENZA. Thanks for checking out the Rich CELENZA show. So, what I'm going to call this podcast is What Are You Chasing? Now, for the most part, I think no matter who you are in life, you're always chasing something. I mean, that's kind of obvious. I think we're just, it's just survival. You have to almost be going after a lot of different things to succeed in life. So, I used to go around also and say, when it comes to chasing things, look over your shoulder. Who's chasing you when it comes to relationships? Or like if you're looking to date somebody or you're looking to be in a relationship. And a lot of guys, I should say, I talk about my book Wingman and my program Mastering Self-Confidence, how they're always kind of chasing. They have the mindset of the chase, like chasing women, for instance. So I definitely think when it comes to men and women, there's different types, obviously, of what their perception is as far as what they're chasing, I think, which is quite interesting because I think sometimes they're so different from one another. Obviously, a lot of us are chasing money, our careers, certain things. But I do think I find it interesting when it comes to chasing things that a lot of times I could speak for myself is finding that you're chasing the wrong thing or the wrong things and not even acknowledging it to a certain degree. I think a lot of us were programmed when we were younger to chase, obviously our goals and our dreams, right? Chase to get an education, chase to make sure you get a good job or start a business, make a certain amount of money, have a family, all those different types of things. It's almost like you're, even when you're not to a certain degree chasing certain things, you're kind of chasing them. You're not even knowing it. It's almost like you're in this race to get all these things. It could be possessions. It could be many different things. But I think when you get older, at least I can say, is putting the brakes on a little bit. And this is kind of for the younger people out there because I think a lot of times we get caught, again, chasing things for long periods of time that we may not even realize that isn't even for us or that may not even work out for us. But we think maybe because it's worked for others or it's the way we're programmed, that is for us. That's what we should be doing. And I'm here to tell you, if you could just kind of just stop for a while in your life and literally just really take the time to figure out why you're doing what you're doing. Why am I truly chasing what I'm chasing? And ask yourself why. Why do I necessarily have to have whatever I'm chasing? Now, again, I get it because I'm always chasing things too. And I think for the most part, a lot of it leads to money, obviously. Like that famous saying, money is usually the answer to all your problems. I know that sounds crazy, but money does fix a lot of things. It's not the answer to all your problems because a lot of times you may have health issues. And just because you have money, or you could be a billionaire and they can't help you physically, or, if you can't cure yourself, then what's all the money for? But I do think a lot of times we're chasing that dollar. I see this so much because almost anyone you talk to, at least I talk to a lot of times, it all relates to money. Like, what do you do for a living? I do this. Oh, really? How much you make? Okay. What did you accumulate? What do you, I don't care if you're going to get a house. You got to show money. What are you going to put down on that? How much you want to pay? Car. I don't care, buying a boat. Doing whatever you want to do, a lot of times money is going to come up in the equation. So you're chasing that money to have to be able to do the things you want to do a lot of times. I understand it. But also understand, like I just said previously, there is a lot of things that don't relate to money that you may want to chase. And I'm telling you right now, some of those things may just be tranquility, relaxation, health, calmness, taking time out, instead of chasing and saying, working, which I'm down with working, believe me, instead of saying I have to have 2-3 jobs, I got to chase to get all this money, or I got to work for 78 hours a week. If you got to do that, you could do whatever the hell you want to do. But sometimes if you take a break, you go, wow, instead of me working, or doing what I'm doing now, maybe if I start looking at this from a different perception, maybe I start, maybe the rat race that I'm in is not working. And I don't think a lot of people want to acknowledge that. Also, the lifestyle, again, they're living, again, back to the chase, may not be the one they signed up for. But they don't know how to put the brakes on and say, you know what? Maybe it's not time right now to chase. Right now it's time to maybe just figure things out. And I don't think a lot of us do that. They're kind of back on that, like they're like that mouse on that wheel that kind of keeps spinning, and we keep going and going. And we eventually think if we keep going and going and going and chasing, eventually it will go our way. And a lot of times it doesn't. Actually, I see a lot of people that are always chasing, ending up in more debt than they are succeeding. Because even if they're succeeding, or say they want something, they can get it and then they finance it, then they're paying a large interest, or they get over their head again because they're chasing, or they're trying to live up to the Joneses or whatever. Say they could be trying to live this certain lifestyle again, so they start to live it, but they want to take it to the next level, so it becomes a bigger chase, and that's where kind of a lot of people, I think, get caught up doing a lot of things illegally. All these type of things. Now, if you want to do those things, do whatever the hell you want to do. But I'm just telling you, sometimes it's not time to always chase. It's time to think, reorganize, prioritize. Take maybe a different approach than the one you've been kind of programmed or the one you've been doing all the time. Now, if you're succeeding at whatever you're doing, God bless, do whatever the hell you want to do. Keep kicking it in the ass. But I do think most people are not succeeding. And one of the reasons is they're on a constant mindset of chasing it. And a lot of it is money. And again, I'm going to say it. I get it. We all need money. But you'd be shocked sometimes by just changing up your strategy a little bit or a mindset. It may not happen in 1 or 2 months. It may happen in 6 months or a year. But sometimes when you figure things out, or you're thinking through things differently than just the mindset of the chase, it's almost it's thinking about how to receive and how to have things kind of come to you. I'm not just talking like law of attraction and all that. I get all that. What I'm saying is just sitting back and relaxing and saying, instead of me being the one who always has to chase clients, say for instance, or chase business, how can I turn this around a little bit and say, what's going to attract people to come to me? How am I going to get what I want, like on the reverse, where now they're kind of almost chasing me and giving me information? Or how do I accumulate more money by kind of, and again, I get it, chasing to get more money as far as, you want more clients, or just more customers, or whatever you're doing, or just more, I don't know if it's relationships, whatever the case may be. But again, looking at it from, let me sit back and be calm here. Let me kind of be the one now who's kind of in the lead, where people can come, they want to kind of, I'm not saying catch up to me, but kind of come to me more, I guess you could say. So I just wanted to do a kind of a quick podcast on this, because I don't think a lot of us realize that we are always in the chase. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what keeps us motivated. That's what keeps our mind sharp. And some people live for that. I get it. I mean, stockbrokers, all these guys, I don't care if you're in the entertainment business, real estate business, whatever the case may be, I get. It's attack mode. And that's great. You get shit done. You wake up. You got all this energy. You want to do. That's wonderful. But I do think a lot of the do doesn't lead to shit. A lot of it leads to more aggravation, more debt, more stress, more frustration, and you kind of bullshitting yourself. I think so many people out there think being busy is being successful. I'm not saying it isn't to a certain degree, but a lot of people I know that think being busy is being successful aren't that successful. I know a lot of people out there that are not that busy, I'm just saying, that actually do a lot less and a lot less chasing, that are extremely successful because they figured out, one, like their strengths and their weaknesses, but they also learned how to turn it around. We're not always being in a form of, I guess, desperation. And I think desperation, I call it desperation, is a killer. But if you have the mindset that you're always chasing, especially if you're not succeeding, it becomes a form of desperation. So like I said earlier, just try to, I think, reverse that and just take your time. Take your time in life. I think a lot of people think that everything is supposed to happen very quickly. Also, if they fail numerous times, they're going to keep failing. So instead of trying a new endeavor, they kind of stick on the path they're on, even if they're not succeeding. You may want to start experimenting and trying different things. I talk about it all the time because I think most people in their life miss out on so much because they get caught in this one lane. and their mindset is only this one lane, and they will only do this one thing or think this one way, maybe only work this one job. And a lot of people, I just think in the long run, end up just extremely stressed out of their mind and not very happy. And it's on you to make changes if you want to make them. So I'm going to wrap it up there. All right, take care. And if you have any questions or comments, hit me up.